Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're actually going to be building a base game house, and yeah, I haven't done a base game house here on the channel in, honestly, I don't even know how long it's been, but it's definitely been quite a few months since we've done anything that's just base game. So yeah, I decided to do something base game in Oasis Springs for a change, because I think most of my other base game builds are all in like either Willow Creek or Newcrest, and they're all in a very like either super like modern style or they're very like traditional suburban type houses. So yeah, I wanted to challenge myself a little bit and do something in a little bit of a different style. So I did actually look up a couple of like reference pictures just to get an idea, because this is a style that I've never done before. I actually tried doing something in the Adobe style. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I'll put the reference picture that I used up on the screen for you guys in any case, so that you can see kind of what I was going for. Now, obviously, you can't recreate a real life build 100% accurately in The Sims because it's The Sims, and there's only so much that you can do with, you know, the tools that we have in the game. Especially if you're trying to like pack restrict to like just the base game. I think this house would have turned out not better necessarily, but maybe a little bit more accurately if I was trying to go for accuracy. It might have turned out a little bit more accurately if I used a couple of different packs, but yeah, I worked with just the base game for this, and I do have to say that this actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I definitely thought it was going to be a lot harder to just restrict myself to the base game, because I'm used to having like access to all of the packs. That's just, I've always had all of the packs ever since the game came out. I would buy the packs, you know, as they're released, and it's just one of those things for me. I'm very much a completionist, so if I don't have all of the packs, then I kind of like, it freaks me out a little bit. And also I like having all of the options and everything, and I do know that that's a very privileged thing to say, because the game has, honestly at this point, I don't even know how many packs the game has. I think it has like 10 expansions and 10 game packs, and it's a lot of money to spend on a game, but it's also one of the only games that I really like actively play, so I don't feel as bad about spending, you know, money on it. And also, you know, being a game changer these days, I do get the packs for free, so that's another plus. But anyway, usually I would have like just bought them myself in any case either. But anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling. But basically, I'm kind of just used to having like all of the packs at my disposal and just using whatever I want to use and not paying attention to like what pack it is from. But, you know, with this build, obviously, I wanted to do it just base game. So I thought it was going to be a lot harder, because I thought there were going to be, like, really big, like, core items that I would miss from other packs. And funnily enough, I actually didn't. I mean, a lot of the recent base game updates, and not even recent, but yeah, a lot of the base game update that we've had over the past, maybe like, I don't know, like 4 or so years especially, they've added quite a lot to the game, quite a lot to like just the base game, which is really, really nice. I mean, there were definitely a couple of like activity type things that I would have liked to have had access to. But yeah, I mean, I didn't miss too much with just the base game, and I actually really like the way this house turned out. As you guys can see right now, I'm actually doing the wallpaper on the exterior, and that wallpaper, like the yellowish colored wallpaper with the like corner trims on it. I don't know what the corner trims would be called, but anyway, that wallpaper is one that I've actually never ever used. I try to stay away from the wallpapers that have those like corner trims on them. You know, this one has it. A couple of the paneling wallpapers also have these like white corner trims, and I try and stay away from them because they never place correctly. They never place the corners correctly. So they'll do like one corner of a room but not the other one, and it just looks weird. It even messed up a tiny bit on the back of this house with like one of the half walls. But surprisingly, it actually placed quite well on this build, and yeah, I really like the way it turned out. It fit the whole vibe that I was trying to go for, and it actually looked really, really cool. I really, like I said, love the way this house turned out. I mean, and yeah, I'm not just saying that because it's a base game house. I don't just love, you know, how it turned out for a base game house. I love the way it turned out, period. So that's really, really cool. I can't really remember the last time I felt this way about a base game house, to be completely honest. Normally, I think my base game builds are okay for, you know, just having used the base game. But this one is just like, it's good, you know, as a build in general, if that makes sense. But anyway, so I was talking before I went before I went off on that tangent. I really shouldn't be doing a voiceover at like 2 a.m. in the morning. But before I went off on that tangent, I was talking about, you know, missing some of like the activity stuff from other packs. So a couple of packs that I would have really liked to have used with this, and I'm only mentioning this in case you guys have any of these packs and you want to download this build and add some of these items in, then, you know, you can kind of get an idea of what I would have done, if that makes sense. But anyway, so a couple of the packs that I would have loved to have had access to is like Jungle Adventure, for example, just for like decor and like general items, like the sofas. I would have loved to have used them both inside and outside. I would have loved to have had access to the like kitchen counters from Jungle Adventures, especially. I would have loved to have that, and I would have loved to have had like the tiles as well. You guys know I use those Jungle Adventure tiles, the plain like square, like almost not terracotta tiles, but like those plain tiles. I use them in literally like basically every build that I do, especially if they're supposed to be in like Oasis Springs or a more tropical environment where you would have like tiling throughout the whole house. I love those tiles so much. But yeah, so I would have loved to have Jungle Adventures for that. And then I would have also loved to have had access to Outdoor Retreat for the fire pit, basically. That's the only thing from Outdoor Retreat that I use on like a regular basis in my game or like in my builds is the fire pit. I love those 2 fire pits that came with Outdoor Retreat. I would have probably put like one of them upstairs on the balcony that basically half of the roof up the top where you can see those stairs lead to. That's basically a whole like terrace type thing, and I put a couple of seeds up there and then just some like planters and some decorative plants and stuff like that because I didn't really have anything to put up there. So if I had Outdoor Retreat, I would have put a fire pit up there. Maybe I would have put I don't know, I could have probably put a bar up there as well. But it didn't make sense to me not having like a canopy over top. So yeah, I would have probably just put like a fire pit up there. Maybe if I had like, I don't know, not the backyard pack, but the one that had hot tubs in it. Was it backyard stuff? Or was it? No, it was perfect patio stuff. If I had perfect patio stuff, I would have put one of the hot tubs upstairs, like on the terrace as well, maybe. But as it was, I only had the base game one with like the roof over top, and you will see me try and use it later on, I think, in the backyard somewhere, but I scrapped that idea pretty quickly because it just looked really weird. So I didn't end up doing that. I would have also loved to have had seasons for, you know, just general furnishing stuff. A lot of my favorite furnishing pieces are from seasons, and decorative pieces and stuff are from seasons. And also like the kiddie pool would have been really great because I did furnish this house with like 2 parents, a teenager, a child, and a toddler in mind. So that's kind of how I did the bedrooms as well. So I would have loved to have had the kiddie pool for like the toddler, or maybe like the swing set could have gone really well in the backyard, or you know, something like that. And then also island living and laundry day. Laundry day because originally when I did the floor plan, I did intend to put in a laundry room. I intended to have like 1 bathroom, like a family bathroom, a half bathroom, a like laundry room, and then an ensuite for the parents' bedroom. But then when I went to go and furnish it, I kind of like realized that, oh, I'm restricting this to base game, so a laundry room would just make no sense. It would be completely useless. So I ended up reworking the floor plan a little bit and ended up reworking the garage space a little bit as well. So at the end of the day, we ended up having 4 bedrooms and 2 like full bathrooms instead of like 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, if that makes sense. So yeah, I had to rework the floor plan a little bit. But you do see me do that on camera, I think. So yeah, you'll see it when we get to the interior. And then also just island living for general decor stuff. I mean, island living, I think all of the packs that I was really missing were packs that have furniture that would have worked really well with this style in some like form or another. So either I'm thinking about matching wood tones, or maybe just colors, or overall like style of the items. But yeah, island living would have been really great for this as well. I would have also loved to have had access to some of like the pool floaties and stuff. Could have gone really nicely in the pool and stuff. But yeah, I mean, even though I didn't have all of those packs, I still, like I said, really like the way this house turned out. And I'm mostly missing just like activity type things. I would have liked to have had, you know, like I said, the kiddie pool, the like pool floaties, the hot tub that doesn't have a weird canopy on it, the like, I don't know, like swing sets and stuff like that. It's kind of stuff that I'm missing, but it's not like game changing stuff, if that makes sense. I mean, I actually furnished this house pretty, not quickly, but it came together like really easily when I was doing it. I didn't have to like struggle to try and come up with, you know, what would work and what wouldn't work. It kind of flowed really nicely, which was really great. I haven't had that happen to me in a while. Usually I take forever to try and decide, you know, what I want to use and stuff, but this actually came together pretty easily. Probably also because it was just base game and I didn't have like 1,000 different items to choose from, because that's usually why I end up being indecisive, is because I have just too many options, but also not enough options. So yeah, that's just I guess that's something that every builder says though, is like, we have too many options of certain items, but they're not enough options for other items. So it's kind of annoying, but also like, what are you gonna do? But anyway, so yeah, we've moved on to the interior, and you will see that the entire house is tile flooring. I used these terracotta tiles throughout the whole house, and I did that because it's a very normal thing to see. Where I live, we live in like a subtropical kind of climate, and literally every house that I've ever lived in has had tile flooring. They've had tile flooring throughout the whole house. I lived in one house that had carpet in the bedrooms and the living room, and then two other houses that I've lived in growing up has had wood flooring throughout like the majority of the house, apart from like the kitchen and the bathrooms. The rest of the house has been wood flooring. But all of the other houses, and I'm talking like 10, 12 other houses, they've all had tiles, like maybe like either terracotta tiles or stone tiles, or, you know, those generic white tiles throughout the whole house. I'm talking like kitchen, living room, bedrooms, everything has been tile flooring, because it doesn't really get that cold where I live. I mean, we feel like we're freezing our asses off during the winter. As I'm sitting here right now, I feel like I'm freezing my ass off. But, you know, it doesn't get down in like the negatives, like minus whatever. It doesn't get that cold. And the summers tend to be like really, really hot. So, you know, tile flooring makes sense where I live, because it's just great for like temperature regulation and all of that stuff. So since we're building in Oasis Springs, I thought, you know what, tile flooring makes a lot of sense. I mean, I could have gone for wood flooring, but my favorite wood floorings are from Jungle Adventure. And yeah, Jungle Adventure Eco Lifestyle has some great wooden flooring, and I think a couple of other packs as well. I can't really think of their names right now because we just have so many packs that I don't have them all memorized. But yeah, I don't know, the base game doesn't really have my favorite like wood flooring, and it made sense to use like tile, like I said. And also, when I was doing this build, I tried to use items that I wouldn't normally use, because, you know, normally I have a bunch of other options that I could choose from, and then I just never use, you know, these base game items. So I wanted to use a couple of items that I don't normally use, like the rug that I'm using in the dining room, the little like china cabinet that I'm using in the dining room, that fake fireplace in the living room. I never use that fake fireplace ever. Usually I just use a regular like real fireplace in my builds, but I don't really like any of the base game ones, so we're using a fake fireplace. And you'll also notice that I do use the free holiday pack. So the free holiday pack is basically just decor stuff. The only things that I think I'm using from it are those like logs with the candles in them. And then I use the like small tiny Diwali candle. I think it came with the Diwali update that we got a couple of years ago. I use that small candle and then another arrangement of like 3 candles. But they're all from the free holiday pack, and I do include the free holiday pack in my base game builds because it's free. It's something that literally anyone that has The Sims 4 can download from Origin. I don't know how it works on like, you know, console for console players. I don't know how that works, if, you know, it's just part of the base game or if you can like just download it for free the way we can do from like Origin. But it's a free pack. It's a free pack that they update usually around every holiday season. They do update, you know, that pack. I don't think they did last year, but they did the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. So yeah, it's just a free pack that anyone can download. So I do include it as part of the base game because yeah, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. So it's kind of like the base game updates that we get from time to time. So yeah, I do use that because we don't have any good candles in the base game, and I can't build without candles. And yeah, the holiday pack is just the closest that I could get to, you know, having what I wanted to use, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I don't know what I was talking about before I went off on a tangent. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I used items that I don't normally use. So yeah, a couple of like the decorative items. A couple of like the bigger pieces of furniture I don't normally use either, like the couches in the living room. They're those really basic base game couches, but in the base game you don't really have a lot of options when it comes to like lounges and couches and stuff. So those were the ones that looked both the most realistic and also just they fit the color scheme that I was going for. All of the other couches were either too modern or too like traditional, old, like almost Victorian looking. And I didn't want to use the couches that kind of look a little bit more industrial either, because yeah, I was already using the industrial like kitchen counters, and I didn't want this house to be industrial desert vibes. So yeah, I worked with what I had. Also the bed in the master bedroom, I don't usually use that bed just because I don't really like the bed frame. I like the colors and everything that it comes in. I like the bedding colors and all of that stuff. I just don't like the weird, like, I don't know, almost wavy, like curved bed frame. It just freaks me out a little bit. It never fits where I want it to fit, so I don't usually use it. But I ended up using it in this build, and then yeah, I can't remember what else. I don't know. A couple of just random things that I don't normally use. So yeah, you'll see that as we go through the build in any case. But yeah, so because I reworked the floor plan for this house and ended up turning it into a 4-bedroom, the parents actually don't have an ensuite to their, like, they don't have an ensuite anymore. So there's just the main family bathroom that has a shower and tub combo. I did cut out the floor, not the floor plan, but the furnishing of the bathrooms, just because they're base game bathrooms. They literally have a sink. What the hell is a sink? A sink. I wanted to say sink and shower, and then it was shink. I don't know. That's not the word. But they literally each have, like, one of them has just a stand-up shower. The other one has a shower tub combo. But basically they have a sink, a toilet, a shower or a tub or whatever, and that's it. So yeah. I also did include a toddler potty in the big bathroom for the toddler. I did remember that. Usually, if I do a bedroom for a toddler, I'll either forget the toddler potty in a bathroom or I'll forget a high chair. I don't know why. It's like with cats and dogs. Whenever I do a build that has a cat or a dog or just pets in general in it, I always forget either like a pet bed or a toy box. With cats, I've forgotten litter boxes before, which is really annoying. But yeah, I always end up forgetting something. But this build, I did double check. I have a trash can. I have a like indoor and outdoor trash can. I have the mailbox and everything. So yeah, it's just one of those weird builder things that it's so weird to forget stuff like that. But we've all done it at this point. But yeah, so the parents don't have an ensuite anymore, but they do have, basically they have the big family bathroom and then another bathroom that's, like I said, just a shower and a toilet and sink. But yeah, so the 4 bedrooms are, like I said, for the parents. The one that we've already done, that's the parents' bedroom. Then they have a teen bedroom, which is the one that we're working on right now. And this bedroom actually has an easel in it as well as they have their own like laptop. So in my head, the teenager that lives here would be like really into reading. Maybe they're into writing and painting and music as well, because I did include a couple of guitars in their room as well. So they're very artsy, basically. They're a very like creative teenager. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I went for with their room. Then we have a toddler bedroom right in the front. So the 2 bedrooms in the front are for the child and the toddler sim. So we have a toddler bedroom that's very like gender neutral. I mean, all of the bedrooms are technically gender neutral. The kids room is very pink though. So I actually did picture a child, like a girl, living there. But for the teenager and the toddler, I didn't have a specific gender in mind. I just kind of picked a color scheme and went with that. And the only reason I decided on a girl for the kids bedroom is because I wanted to use that pink bunk bed that I end up using. So yeah, do with that what you will. You don't have to have, you know, the Sims in here that I pictured. You could have anyone in here that you wanted. And you can also obviously change up the bedrooms to fit with, you know, your particular Sims that you have living here or whatever. But yeah, so we have a toddler bedroom with a bunch of toys and all of that stuff. And then we have a kids room with a dollhouse, a desk, a little arts and crafts table, and then also just a bunch of like random toys and decorative stuff. I mean, I would have loved to have included maybe like the scout board or, you know, just something else in the kids' room. I mean, I could have included the really, really ugly like chemistry set that they have, but honestly, that thing is so weird. It never looks like, it always looks out of place to me whenever I place it, unless I'm doing like a very big fancy kids room. Then it kind of makes sense to have like a big chemistry set. But realistically, what child is going to have like a big like full-on chemistry table in their room when you're like 9 years old? It makes no sense. So I didn't end up including that. I just have like a dollhouse, a dresser, and then just random kid stuff. And I do have to say that those base game updates that they did with, you know, just their like EA items, as well as the items that they collaborated with custom content creators for. So that dresser that I'm using in this room, as well as the teens room, that dresser was actually made by Peacemaker. And then the dining chairs and the dining table and the bar stools that I'm using in the kitchen were actually made by Harry. And that was part of a collaboration they did with CC creators, I don't know, I think last year or maybe the year before that, where they added some of their CC items into the game itself so everyone can have access to it. But yeah, so those items are really, really handy. I mean, I don't know, a lot of the base game updates that they've done have just added so much to the base game, and they've made doing base game builds and stuff so much easier. So yeah, I'm definitely very appreciative of that, especially a lot of the plants and stuff that they've added as well. You know, like the decorative, like decor plants and stuff. That's also been really, really useful because, as you guys know, I can't build without plants. So having just a few more options was really, really like nice to have. And yeah, so we've just moved on to the backyard. The backyard is really, really simple. I'm not going to talk you through it. You can see what I'm doing. But before I did go through and take the screenshots, I did actually go through and put like harvestable plants and all of that stuff in all of the planter boxes. I put 2 trees in the backyard, 2 like fruit trees in those big planter boxes. And up on the roof, I also have a couple of plants and stuff that you'll see in the screenshots at the end. But yeah, this video is almost over, so I think I'm just going to end off the voiceover here. In case you guys want to download this build, it is up on the gallery. All of like the download stuff and information, all of that stuff will be in the description as always, as well as my gallery ID, all of that like build information that you would need. But I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. I hope you're all having a great day and a great week, and I'll talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone!
license, unlike no other I had met. You got me spinning out of context, not really sure what I should do. This is the reason I am leaving. Can't live with or without you. Oh, won't you sing to me? There ain't no other way but to sing to me, as simple as I say. No need to overanalyze it. We grew apart more every day. When times get rough, I try to tell you we need to fight in every way. No hugs, no kisses could protect us from what the future had in store. Love is a flicker in the distance,